This is my theory on why people dislike season 4 and 5. They dislike Paul Wesley. I feel as though that a lot of people don't believe that Paul Wesley should have been like, they don't. You ever seen what's it called, Jujutsu Kaisen? The main character Itadori, like, it's the most overshadowed character in the show. Gojo takes all the shine, and everyone else takes all the shine. Even like Gojo's best friend, I forgot his name. I forgot his name. Godo, I think his name Godo. Like, they take all the shine. You feel me? Sakuna takes all the shine. This person or that person, you feel me, takes all the shine. And it's shown that it's very funny because Itadori and Stefan are kind of very similar because they're both shown as being naturally good at things, right? Whether it be a ladies' man, whether it be sports, whether it be this or that, or blah 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 blah, or being able to fix a car, or do this or do that. Like, they are like just naturally better than everyone else. They're like their own versions. I'm gonna say they're like their own Duke Dennises of their universe. You know what I mean? They have like all these powerful friends and stuff like that they forgot about or whatever. Yeah, they have all these powerful friends, I will say, and connections. But my theory on why people dislike season 4 and 5. So I feel as though, let me start off with this, that people don't. I feel like people dislike Paul Wesley, like, just like face. You know what I mean? And acting, because people rave and rant about Nina, portrayal of Elena and Catherine, but no one talks about Tom, Silas, Stefan, Ambrose. No one talks about that at all, whatsoever. Like, at all. People don't even remember Ambrose. People don't even remember a. People barely remember. People remember Tom. People don't even remember an Ambrose. People don't even like. People automatically. When we're bringing up an Elena and a Catherine, people say that people never bring up like Nina having any resemblance towards a Catherine. You feel me? People always say that she leans personality wise towards Catherine, but they never just voluntarily bring up. So this is basically Nina, but whole time Nina and Catherine act pretty much exactly alike. They have the same mental inclinations. You feel me? The same spontaneity, the same, oh my god, blah 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 blah. Blah, you know. As far as Stefan, when people bringing up Stefan and Silas and this and that, they always say without fail, because it's either they're trying to get attention because it's like the most commented thing on planet Earth. It's the most generic comment on planet Earth. But people always say, "That's just Paul. It's just Paul. Paul wasn't even acting here." Imagine you're Paul Wesley and you're playing this Stefan character, right? You don't even, mind you, all Paul Wesley's characters have been like douchebags in the past, like in comparison to this Stefan character. But he plays this Stefan character, and he is completely different from himself, right? Absolutely different from himself, and yet he isn't called a great actor, right? He isn't appreciated acting wise for this character whatsoever. In fact, and another thing is he gets called boring and this and that. His character gets called boring and pointless and all type of stuff. You dig me? Like, his character Stefan gets absolutely ragdogged, right, by the fandom. By the fandom, I'll be very concise. By the fandom, and then right, you get the chance to like show this Ripper side, and people love it. They're like, "Oh my gosh, he's a legend. He's a goat. He's good. He killed that." You feel me? They don't, mind you, they don't even say he killed that. They don't even acknowledge his acting skills. Period. They just say, "Oh my gosh, that is the better Stefan." You feel me? They just say, "Oh my gosh, da da da, this or that." They don't directly acknowledge his acting skills. They just say, "Oh my gosh, Ripper Stefan was so tough. He was so tough," which he was. When we get to, and then he gets an opportunity, right? He gets an opportunity in season 4, going into season 5 as well, to play this character of Silas, right? Because mind you, season 4, I think finale, Silas and like while under the school or whatever the heck, under the tunnels or whatever, under the tunnels of the school, Stefan gets to play Silas for like maybe 3 seconds. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, when Silas was talking to Bonnie, right? And he had pretended to like not be able to get inside her head. And so he gets this opportunity to play this new character, and he's killing it. Do you hear me? Paul Wesley, if you ever see this video, I don't think you're going to see this video at all because you could care less about TVD. But You absolutely killed it. To me, you are my favorite. Like, I have like, because I'm black, of course I have like my favorite black actors. Jonathan Majors is top notch to me. Like actually peak. You feel me? But we're talking about like Polish actors or like people who like white quote unquote white quote unquote. You feel me? Actors. You feel me? You are alone, by the way, the greatest actor in that space. But anyways, whatever. So he absolutely kills it and nails it as Silas. He absolutely kills it and nails it as Silas. And when he does this, right, everyone just says, you wasn't even acting. He wasn't acting. He has a different tonal inflection as Silas than he does Stefan. His hair is a little different, a little different. Mind you, he styles his own hair every single time. He like throughout the entire series. He changed. He says his hair is a little different, right? The way that he walks, the way that he talks, the way that he word is a little different. Like actually, it's very like distinctly different. To be honest, not even a little. It's distinctly different. What's funny about this moment when he hugs Elena when they're like I guess college. No, she hugs him, and his hand goes up like this. It's like these are the little things, right? Stefan holds Elena's neck like this. Back of the neck like this. Back of the neck like this. Every single time that they hug, he does that. You feel me? When it comes to Silas, he has his arm like this. You dig me? You dig me? It's never like, ugh. You know what I mean? But whatever. And I paid attention to that part because you can like tell just like little different things like that. You feel me with a whoop? Like Stephen always doing this job. That's so funny. But yeah, but no one like imagine you play a character that well. Oh my gosh. Mind you, in season 1 and onward for real, Stefan alone was the most serious person about his job whatsoever. You feel me? You get anybody else like a Damon or an Elena or this person or that person, and they're gonna be messing up their lines. I say a Damon or Elena, an Ian or a Nina, and they're gonna be messing up their lines 24/7. Now, of course, we have bloopers to really realize that that Paul was also messing up his lines, but everyone has vouched that he is like the most serious actor of all time when it comes to like taking the character that he has very serious and the portrayal of that character very serious. You feel me? I feel like he was very vocal about what his character like what he would do and what he wouldn't do. Now, of course, you feel me? The producers are going to do whatever they want to do. To me, the writers are going to do whatever they want to do because they're the ones making the show. But I mean, he knew his character. He knew his character. When we're talking about why people don't like season 4 and 5, and I say it's because of Paul Wesley, it's because I believe that people just genuinely don't like Paul Wesley. Attractive wise, people don't like Paul Wesley. Character wise, when he's like, as far as Stefan goes, you feel me? And so when you hate Stefan for 3 seasons straight, Ripper side be damned, right? When you get to season 4, and it's like, okay, now we're getting into actual lore. We're not just doing the originals anymore. The original family. We're not just doing that anymore, right? With season 1 to season 3, we're talking about vampires, witches, and werewolves. But we're just really diving deep into the lore and the history of vampires for the most of it. We have the original family. We have this and we have that. Okay? Now let's, like, mind you, and that's fine and dandy. But once you actually get to, like, what the show is actually about, once you really dive deeper into it, you feel me? It goes crazy. Like, the lore, once you actually get to the nitty and gritty of the lore, not just, oh my gosh, we have the originals here and the original family and da-da-da-da, and da-da-da. Once we actually get to the real nitty gritty of the show, nobody likes the show, which is insane because season 4 was when we started to actually get into the nitty gritty juices of the show, you know? And like when it's like basically when the show becomes a show, you feel me? That's when nobody likes it. But you can go and you can watch 15 seasons of fucking Sam and Dean basically killing fucking monsters of the week 24/7, right? Are we serious? But then actually, it's so crazy because then they go around and then they shit on legacies, right? You can watch 15 seasons of fucking Sam and Dean with the creatures and all type of stuff. But then you go to legacies and you be like, oh, this is childish. This is bullshit. This is, oh my God, this is so boring. And you could watch Lucifer and he's solving cases 24/7. That's why I'm getting off topic a little bit, but the episodes of the the case of the week, the creature of the week type of stuff. You feel me? It's all very. There's no why. Why is it going for 15 seasons? Why? For what reason is it going for 15 seasons? For what reason? Why the hell is season? Why the hell is Supernatural of all shows getting 15 seasons? Oh, Riverdale getting what? I think it did like 9 seasons or some shit. You feel me? Like, why are these shows getting whatever, man? Like, even like Law and Order, like Grey's Anatomy, Patient of the Way, Patient of the Day. You feel me? Like, actually tell a story. Now, am I just going to always be a story underneath it all? But like, actually tell a story, genuinely. And mind you, when it comes to something like Supernatural, a case rarely ever, genuinely, I'm being genuine here, rarely ever actually pushed the story forward. They was just solving cases. So you would get like one case that doesn't push the story forward, and then you get a second case, and they're like yeah, this vague thing is here, this vague symbol is here, and I think it's connected to this. And then we have another episode where it doesn't relate to the case at all, and then the second episode relates to the overall storyline, and then like the other episode doesn't relate at all. Then the other episode relates to the overall story. And yet we have 15 seasons of that show, right? And then over here with Legacies, it gets shat on 24/7. But mind you, this is actually telling a real story, actually following a real plot line. We have something that we're gonna do at the end of the day, and we're trying to achieve at the end of the day. You feel me? It's not just every freaking episode pushes to the next. You feel me? Pushes the storyline further. Every episode pushes the storyline further. It's not just Monsters of the Week just to have Monsters of the Week. You feel me? Actually, they juggle that really well. You feel me? Spectacular monsters with actually pushing the story forward. But anyways, why people dislike season 4 and 5? They dislike Paul Wesley. Yeah. As far they didn't like Stefan whatsoever from season 1 to 3. And then season 4 comes around. Well, season 5. Let's go to season 5. Season 5 comes around, and they see Paul Wesley again, but this time he has even more screen time, and he's playing the villain. They think it's lackluster writing. They think Silas sucks, and they think it was just over. You feel me? The straw that, and I spoke about this on TikTok, but it's the straw that broke the camel's back, right? Too much Paul Wesley on my screen. But if it was Damon playing the villain, right? Mind you, in season 1, people say that he was the villain, but I only saw like Damon as Stefan's brother. I didn't ever think of him as like the villain, right? He's just another character that was added into the show to push the overall story forward. He's just as like there's Stefan, there's Damon, there's Elena, there's this, there's that. He was just another character. I didn't see him as like this villain person. You know what I mean? Like I didn't see him as like a big bad, shall I say? You feel me? He was just Stefan's brother, you know. But it's like, so let me go back to this. But if Damon was like, but if Damon was like the big villain of like season freaking what? The big villain of like freaking season 5. You feel me? Then it would just be like, oh my gosh, Damon. Oh my god, no, 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 Damon. Oh my god, Damon. But yeah, in conclusion, the straw that broke the camel's back was Paul Wesley's getting a lot of screen time. If you really want to connect it subconsciously, after season 6 ends, you feel me? Of course, Nina goes off the show, but no one cares. You feel me? A lot of women have self inserts, right? Who cares? You feel me? There was a lot of times where Bonnie wasn't in the show. You feel me? And they were a lot of her, like, there was a lot of people with self inserts with Bonnie, right? But as soon as season 6 ends, right, and we get 2 seasons where Stefan getting screen time, Damon getting screen time, and a lot of it. Do you hear me? No one watches those seasons. At all. At all. Season 5 was like, people hated season 5. Do you hear me? Hated season 4. I mean, absolutely hated it. People really despised season 5. And the only common denominator between 8 and 7 and 5 is Paul Wesley getting screen time. And a lot of it. They don't believe that he makes a good villain. They don't believe that he makes a good act. They don't believe that he should be one of the main characters or of the TV show at all. They think it should have been somebody like Channing Tatum or some shit. You know what I mean? These are my genuine thoughts. You feel me? This isn't like, whatever. Anyways, when we're talking about season 4, why people don't like season 4, I feel as though We was talking about the originals in 3, 2, and 1. What's it? 3, 2, and 1. We talked about the originals in like I think 2 and 3, right? And we had that storyline. It was great, great. Do you feel me? But the show has to be a show. You feel me? The show has to be a show. And the show isn't surrounded by the original family. These are the Vampire Diaries. Actually, look at the title. Vampire Diaries. Vampire, not vampires, right? Not plural. Vampire Diaries. Who is the one with the most diaries? Stefan Salvatore. It's always been about Stefan. Period, point blank. No matter if you want to like look through the lens of Bonnie or look through the lens of Elena or Damon or Klaus and Elijah and Rebecca and or Caroline or Matt or Tyler. It's always been about, or Jeremy, right? It's always been about Stefan's story. Period, point blank. And so at some point, we got to keep it going, right? We got to keep it going. We got to keep it going. You feel me? And I love that so much. And season 4 and 5 are my favorite seasons, genuinely. Season 4 and 5 is my favorite season. Season 7, oh my God, it has literally the greatest episode on God's green earth. Season 7, episode 17, I went to the woods. It was perfect. Perfect episode from beginning to end. It was insane. But that's the reason people don't like season 4 and 5. Mind you, I said my theory, but this is how I genuinely feel, and I feel as though, like, it's fact. So that's the reason why people don't like, why people dislike season 4 and 5. They dislike Paul Wesley. Like the video. Thank you very much. And put on the post notification bells because I make a lot of these videos all the time, and I post these videos a lot. If you want to hear me rant about how it's not esoteric, how eccentric my ideas are as it relates to the Vampire Diaries, then yeah, because everybody loves season 1, 2, and 3, but then I will hit you with something like season 4 and 5, and you're like, doesn't everybody hate 4 and 5? And why are we talking about legacies? Doesn't everybody hate legacies? Why are we talking about this and that? So I'm actually like, me personally, I talk about the show in totality, in total context of the show. So Vampire Diaries, the originals, legacies, and all these ridiculous stuff. You feel me? I talk about all of it, and I include all of it, and I contextualize all of it. But yeah, that's it. Have a great day. I appreciate the support. If you did like the video, I appreciate a person who came across this video. I know it's not like super flashy, and it's more of a talking head video, and it's not super like retention, but I appreciate you viewing this and listening. And what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on why people dislike season 4 and 5? Someone's gonna look at me rebuttaling already, but someone's gonna mention like, it just sucked, brother. It just sucked, brother. Season 4 and 5 were basically Klaus Michelson without his family. What do you mean by that, Demetrius? I mean, we're talking about a big bad who was overwhelmingly powerful, but it's just one person instead of an entire family of that person. You know what I mean? That's literally what it was. You dig me? Like, what are we talking about? But whatever, dog. And to me, that makes it even more fire. A family is always cool. A coven is cooler. But one person with overwhelming power is just insane. It's, to me, that's the pinnacle of life, to be honest. But then again, I always did love a dictatorship. Anyways, whatever. Bye. Deuces.